Hey there, Cerise here. Good day. I hope you're having a fabulous one. Well, this is story time. Welcome. Guys, this story is twisted, like all of the story times. So, three people are involved, two men and a woman. Let's call one of the men Dave. The woman, let's name her Maria. And then we also have another guy, we'll call him Ken. So we have three guys. Now, Ken and Maria, they have been together for about 15 years. Ken came here and he was living here at first, working here, and then he retired. So she is a lot younger than him. Maria, she's a lot younger than Ken, and he pretty much is taking care of her. So now they're living a life together, a really good life. They go to the best restaurants. They travel the island and they go to the best hotels. They adore the Dominican Republic. And you know what? He really adores her, Ken. And Ken and Maria, they're together and they're in love. Well, one day, Maria, she kind of looked the other way. When I say kinda, I'm just trying to be gentle with her because when she did allow her eye to do the wandering and her feet to do the walking, what happened next is, whoa, very traumatizing. Okay, so this is what happened. She went to a hotel. Her and Ken, Maria and Ken, they went to a hotel and they're chilling out. They're enjoying life. Sorry, guys, there's some music playing in the background. So I'm going to go into, oh, they seem like they turned it down. My neighbor is enjoying some music right now. Well, so they went to a hotel here on the island in the Dominican Republic, Ken and Marie, and they were enjoying themselves. Well, Ken fell asleep. He had a lot to eat that night. He doesn't drink a lot. He had a couple of drinks. He was just tired, but he trusted Maria, and he told Maria, go ahead, you can go down by the pool. I'm just going to go to sleep. So she went down by the pool. She had a few extra drinks. She was really enjoying this guy, Dave, his company. Well, Dave was visiting the Dominican Republic. He was staying at that hotel because he was just visiting here. But you see, Ken and Maria, they both live here. So, but again, Ken likes to take Maria around and visit and enjoy life. And so he thought, this would be a good occasion to do that. Well, he didn't expect Maria to change. He really didn't expect Maria to do what she did. She cheated that night. Even she was surprised, but she thought she would never see the guy again. And she was like, okay, so that night they had a little thing, like just pretty much she went back to his hotel room with them. They had a quick little fling and she went back to her room and went to sleep. And she said she felt so guilty. Now fast forward. The next day, they're all at the pool, and Dave, he knows that Ken is Maria's man, right? Because he had seen them together the day before. And so they're all at the pool, and, he's acting like he didn't really meet Maria that much. And, he starts talking to Ken back and forth, and Ken says to Dave, so what are your plans after this? Where do you plan on going? And he said, well, back to America. Now, Ken innocently said, oh, okay, I thought you were here on business or something. And Dave said, no, it would be nice to do some business here. But I don't live here and I don't plan on moving anytime soon. Why? Do you live here? Now, remember the night before, Maria and him, they had a couple of drinks and a fling. Now, she didn't really speak to Dave too much about where they live or anything. He just assumed that they were visiting because everyone was in a hotel, right? So then um, uh, Ken said to Dave, "Oh, no, 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 no. I live here. I do business here. I'm in quite a few businesses and, retail and a little bit of real estate." And Dave was like, "Really? Well, I'm interested. Are you looking for any investors?" And right away, of course, Ken said, "Yes, I am. We're always looking for investors, but we're looking for some pretty heavy investors. You have to invest heavily, and, but I don't know what your income would be." So Dave said, "You know what? Don't worry about that. I'm pretty good, and I'm looking for investments right now abroad. So count me in. Send me some information." So they exchanged numbers on WhatsApp, and that's it. They ended up spending another 2 days together, the three of them. So they all grew close together, and, they had a pretty good time. Now, Maria, she was feeling guilty the whole time for the rest of the days. Like, they were going on excursions together. They were, like, drinking on the resort afterwards together. They spent all those days together. And so after that, Ken and Maria, they went back to where they came from here on the island, and they were, just chilling. And then Dave, he went back to America, but he contacted Ken and he said, "Listen, I'm going to be returning to the Dominican Republic. I'm going to be returning in 2 weeks. And I'm going to take you up on your offer, and I'm going to stay in your side villa. And, if you don't mind, I'll pay rent, but I'd like to stay there for a month or two." And Ken was over the moon because already by this point, Ken, was already knew that Dave could invest, and the two guys were really hitting it off. But here's the thing: Ken didn't even think, why did his very wealthy, brand new friend want to stay at the villa? Why didn't he say, "Can you rent me a villa?" Well, here's the excuse. He said to him when he arrived, he's like, "Thanks, buddy, for letting me stay here. I just wanted to kind of stay on your grounds and stay in a villa," right? Because it was like a side villa. So Ken has a big, nice casa, but then he has like a little casita. He has like a little house on the side, a guest house on his property, which is quite common here. So what happened was, he's like, "Thank you for letting me stay here with you on your grounds, in your place. I've never stayed anywhere in the Dominican Republic before. I just want to make sure it's safe. And I really appreciate you, giving me some shelter and stuff." And then he hands him some money. And he's like, "No, no, 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 I can't take money from you, man." He goes, "It stay as long as you like." And he's like, "Oh, gosh. No, no, no." He's like, "Here, let me give it to Maria." And he gave the money to Maria. And he said, "Take this, Maria, and go buy yourself something nice." And so, you know, um, right away, Ken was like, "No, I'm not feeling that, dude. Like, you don't need to tell my wife to go buy something nice for herself." And I kind of feel where that's coming from. Me too. If there was another man handing me money in front of my man, and my man was already taking care of me quite well, I would just kind of giggle and just be like, "No, that's okay." Or, you know what? No, there's a charitable. You can make a charitable donation to, like, the children here, the rescue animals, or whatever. You know what I mean? But she took the money, and that concerned Ken right away. So that first night is where Ken started to feel the vibe, but he started to feel like it was just in his mind. Okay, you should never, first of all, ever invite another man into the presence of your home when you have a young wife, no matter how much you trust her. It's not always the healthiest thing. Now, I'm not saying it's always the most unhealthiest thing either, but I'm just saying a third person, a third wheel sometimes doesn't make sense, right? And especially if when Ken said he had the funds that he did have, and, he's giving away, oh yeah, the amount of money that he gave her was $2,500, not just $80 for a dress or something. He gave her $2,500. So that's a good chunk of money. And even though, Ken is wealthy, he still was looking at that as a big chunk to give a woman, right? So in any case, fast forward. Let's just fast forward. He's staying on the grounds. After about a month, these two are making love like every single day. Okay, they start hitting it off every single day. Ken doesn't see it every single day. He doesn't realize it. He's so busy. He's going out every day. He's a real businessman. And these two aren't even hooking up in the villa. Like, she's going out shopping and he'll already be out somewhere. He'll tell Ken that he's going for a jog in the morning and say goodbye to them. And then she'll just go get in the car and go to town and go shopping. And then they'll meet up on the beach somewhere where he was jogging. Oh yeah, these two were just always at it every single moment they got together. And then what happened was, her husband, Ken, had an accident. And when Ken had an accident, she got really worried about him. She felt evil right away. She felt like, what was she doing? Because when he got into the accident, he was on his way home. He couldn't get a hold of her. And they were on a part of the beach where her cell phone wasn't working. So he worried about her. And he knew she was home alone, and there were some robberies in the neighborhood where they were. So he started to zoom home in the car to go see if she was all right, because it was unlike her. He was worried about her. And he couldn't get a hold of Dave either. So he got into a car accident on the way home to go check on her, and he almost died, and he was in the hospital, and she felt so bad and she felt so evil, and she was just like, no, she wasn't having it anymore with Dave. She realized that her actions and the circumstances behind her husband's close, like near death accident was due to her actions, so she felt really horrible about it. And she decided to make sure that Dave moved out, and she cleared house. Her husband was brought home, and he had to learn how to walk again. And it was a really bad accident, but he did end up learning how to walk again. And she said to Dave, please, you need to leave the grounds. You need to go get your place somewhere else. I cannot be with you any longer. I need to take care of my husband. Now, Dave was like, oh, you're just saying that now. It's just that you're a beautiful Dominican woman. You're a young woman. You don't need to be trapped with an old man. I know you want to take care of him. I'll give you some time. So Dave gave her some time. He gave her a month. But during that month, every single day, he messaged her and messaged her. Now, she did miss him. She missed the good times with him and everything. And she liked the fact that he understood and he stayed away and listened to her. But fast forward, a couple of weeks after the first month, he started to unravel. He wanted to see her, and he started to speak very sexually, like just a lot of undertones of intimacy. And then he started to get really graphic, and then he started to be like very, bossy. And she couldn't, for the life of her, figure out why he was just going way overboard. Because he was sending some doozy messages saying to her, you got to leave him, let a nurse take care of him. She wasn't leaving his side. She stayed with him. She stayed with Ken every single moment. She was helping him walk again and everything. And then, she was also posting on her Facebook that Ken was walking. It took him about a month to walk. And so he was walking, but he was walking with assistance. And then finally, after a month, he could walk better. And then a month, 2 weeks. And then she was putting up the updates on Facebook. And Dave was like, come on now, he can walk now. You gotta, you can come see me, get a nurse to watch over him for the day. And he said, if you don't come see me, I'm going to go see you at the villa and blah, blah, blah. And he was really harassing her a lot. She started to get really scared. because at this point she didn't want to have anything to do with him now. Now he was like just being way overboard with his words. When it came to intimacy, he was being way overboard with everything. And then he started to say that if she doesn't see him, he's going to make sure that she doesn't ever see her husband again. And he started to make some very, very vile threats, horrible, horrible threats, to the one time where he did climb their fence. He called her bluff because she said, "You won't come here. Come on now, just leave it be. I'm with my husband. I will see you one day." Blah, blah, blah. And she really didn't want to be any longer. She did not want to cheat any longer. She did not want to be in any type of affair any longer. She was trying to keep the peace. But Dave he just couldn't hold back. He jumped the fence one day, he walked up the back path, and he started to call out for her, like in a certain whistle sound. And it was about maybe 5 minutes of whistling when Ken said, "What is that whistle? Who's whistling like that?" And of course, Maria knew. And Maria just looked at Ken and said, "I don't know." And she looked outside, and Dave was downstairs. And then Ken got up, and Ken walked to look downstairs as well, as he was on the terrace. And he looked down and he's like, "Dave, what are you doing here?" And Dave said, "Oh, you can walk now." Ken said, Yeah, everything okay?" And Dave said, "Well, you know what? I came to get my wife. She's my woman. I love her. She took care of you. She brought you back to health. You're all good now. She loves me. We have fun together." And Ken just looked at Maria, and he was like, "What?" And Maria said, "There's nothing I can do. He's right. He's true, but I don't love him. We did have fun together, but I love you. And I don't know why I was with him." Ken looked at Maria, then he looked at Dave, and he said, I've never heard of this before, but he looked at Dave and he said, "Are you a fool? Do you think Maria wants you? What you gave her was excitement. What I give her is stability. Look at you. You're unstable. You're below here. I'm on my terrace. I'm higher than you mentally, physically, and spiritually. And this is my woman. You go home now. Go back to where you came from." Oh, wow. Did Dave ever flip out? But Dave couldn't get upstairs. Dave was down in the back, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, why don't you come down here, old man?" And he started to threaten Ken left and right. Ken didn't really know what to do. Ken was just healing from an accident, and it was immature. It was crazy. It was foolishness. And right away, he forgave his wife. He knew that she's a younger woman and that it's going to happen. And he felt like he was partly at fault for it because he was no longer intimate with her. She just became like a really good sidekick for him. So, at that moment, he realized that he almost lost his life. He almost lost his wife, and he was feeling grateful. And he knew that at his moment of near death, she was with him, and he knew that she did not leave his side. And so he pretty much just said to Ken, "You know what, you gotta go now." Of course, there's video cameras and everything, and the grounds are videoed, so it was all on video. The guards automatically heard heard Dave hollering, and they heard Ken hollering, and they heard Maria hollering, because Maria was hollering for the guards. And it was just off the wall, until obviously, the police were called, and then the police got a hold of Maria's cell phone. Maria let she let Ken see the messages, and she finally shared with Ken what she was going through for the last almost 2 months. And Ken was just like beside himself, and he was like, I'm so sorry that, we have to go through this, but we will get through it. And the police, right away, they deported Dave. They were like, Dave, you are not welcome back into this country. You are a menace. What you did was irresponsible. And yeah, they put him on a plane. They let him go back to his hotel, like wherever he was staying when he was told to leave the grounds by Maria, when the accident happened with Ken. And wherever he was staying, they went back there and they collected his stuff and they put him on a plane. And he was gone, and he's not allowed back into the country. He threatened her with some very, very horrible, horrible words, bad things. And I don't even want to say them because this video is not about that, but I do want to say that they're out of it now. They're very happy. The two of them, Ken and Maria, are back to traveling the island and going to hotels and restaurants, and this has really made their relationship stronger. So I would really like to know what your comments are on this, and yeah, it would be really interesting. So, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for giving me your time here to listen to Story Time. Be sure to smash that like button so you don't miss videos that I upload. I upload random videos from story time to moving to the Dominican Republic, on interesting people, businesses, and different topics that you suggest. So everyone, thank you so much once again for subscribing. And once again, my name is Cerise Fairfax. This is Story Time. Huge hugs, loads of love, big blesses.